what they did on the field, and what they've done off the field since. They're the type of individuals that we like to have represent our college. And we're going to get into that right now. The first person that is going to go into our Athletic Hall of Fame tonight is Randy Baker. I'm going to say a few words about him, and then Mr. Dan Baker, his father, will come up and say a few, and then we'll present Randy with his plaque and so forth. I'm going to read you his plaque. Randy Baker attended Potomac State from 1986 to 1988. Played on the Catamount football team as a middle linebacker under the guidance of Coach Angelo Navarro. He was named an All-American and twice received all Coastal Conference honors. After earning an associate degree in business and economics, Baker attended Davis and Elkins in Elkins, West Virginia, where he earned a bachelor's degree in business management with a minor in history. Currently pastors the Akron Bible Church in Akron, Ohio, while he continues to work on his master's degree at Liberty University. Now that's what it says on our plaque. Now the guys that I talked to, and he was here just a couple years before I was, talked about what a ferocious linebacker he was on the field. That he could just flat out hit people. And I mean, he just played the game like it was supposed to be played. Played it hard, hard-nosed, went after everyone, made tackles, made the people around him better. And that speaks volumes when you talk about a football player. If everyone's got to concentrate on certain positions and open other people to make them better. And I want you to know, Randy, that everybody in the community that has stopped me over the past couple of weeks and said, Randy Baker, man, I remember that guy. I remember that guy. Man, he can play. So, Randy, congratulations. I'm going to have your dad come up for a minute, and then we're going to induct you into our Hall of Fame. Thanks, Steve.
Well, it's an honor to be here. The night that Randy was supposed to graduate from high school is probably one of the saddest nights of our lives up to that time for my wife and I, because he didn't graduate. Instead, he was working down at the gas station pumping gas. And, that wasn't exactly what any of us had in mind for our son. But to his credit, that summer he went back to summer school and earned his high school diploma, and which made us proud. And we had received some letters, or he did, and one of them when he was in school was from Potomac State. And we didn't know any. We were really naive about football and all that stuff, but we were looking for some way to motivate our son to get out of a particular lifestyle that he had been in, and to get serious with his life. And so we thought maybe football would be, a motivating factor. So we called Potomac State. They'd sent us a letter and talked to Coach Navarro, and he encouraged us to come down and pay a visit. So we did. And Randy and I came down here and found a place. Took us about 13 hours. We didn't have GPS at the time. But anyway, we got down here, and we got to Coach's office. And he welcomed us in. My heart was just pounding like crazy because I wanted him to accept my son so bad. And Randy was nervous, and we were standing there, and Coach had a chew tobacco in his mouth, and he had a cup in his hand. And he was standing there, and he had Randy stand up, and if you remember him, he'd spit, and then he'd look Randy up and down, and it seemed like an eternity. And then he said words it was so great to hear. He says, you look like Division I material to me. And I tell you, right then I heard the Hallelujah chorus. Bells were ringing. I could hear UCLA, Ohio State, Notre Dame. I saw NFL. I saw President of the United States, head of the UN. All those things that, as a parent, but of course, we found out later that was Coach's routine. It was a great recruiting tactic, but we owe a lot to him. He was great on the field and off the field with our son, and had a lot of patience with him. And we thank all the teachers and administrators here for their patience and teaching him how to, to study. And this is where he grew up as a man in this place. Newspapers around here called him the Akron Assassin. He went on to, by the way, I did get calls from Ohio State, UCLA, Washington Huskies, and Arizona. until everybody found out he only had 1 year of eligibility left. And when they found that out, those calls stopped. But Jerry Faust, who had coached Notre Dame, gave Randy a scholarship to Akron State University, and that's where he did play at Akron U. So he got a scholarship there. Later became the chaplain of the Akron State football team. Today he pastors the Akron Bible Church, which happens to be a inner city church. It is in the highest homicide rate in Akron. It's a church where you'll find whites, blacks, Hispanics. Tomorrow there'll be motorcycles from all over the place there. They feed thousands of people, homeless people, and so on a daily basis. 2 weeks ago, 150 pastors in Akron from various denominations gathered around my son and prayed for him and some of the things that he has been going through in his own life. And we're just very thankful for Potomac State and for the role that this school played in our son's life. So we thank you very much for that.
It's my honor to induct Randy Baker into Potomac State Athletic Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you very much. Boy, that's an honor. That really is. I'm humbled to be here. And I remember being right here in this room. This was a cafeteria, when I was here at Potomac State. And so I spent a whole lot of time in this place. And man, we're from Akron. And so, my parents, my father here is that presented me. That's an honor to me that he would present me also. And my mother is here. And they used to travel all the way from Akron. They have to raise money for gas money to come down here, watch these games. And boy, it really meant a lot to me. They supported me the whole time. And I got 4 children with me here today. And my oldest son, he's 19. And when he was born, me and my wife we were like double coverage. We were all over him. But this is Nick Baker here. Man, why don't you slip your hand up, Nick? He's 19 years old. Man, I'm proud of him. And then when my next son was born, me and my wife had to drop back into man-to-man coverage. That was Chad. He's here as well. He's 16 years old. Then my third son, when he was born, we had to slip back into the zone defense. And Justice Bay, he's 14. And then my daughter here, which, hey, she's my date tonight. And she's 11 years old. When she was born, we had to just go into the prevent, right? Prevent defense. Give up the short stuff, but just don't give up the bomb, right? And so I'm very, to have them here, it means a lot to me. And you know what? This school represents to me, it represents new beginnings, in my life. And, like my dad said, I had a hard time, and I didn't really apply myself in the classroom in high school. So I came here and, man, this is where I learned how to get some discipline. And I got it in the classroom, got it on, on the football field, and it really changed my life, and I'm really grateful, I really am. To come back here to see a lot of new beginnings here at this school. This is great. And, kind of remind me of I had an old pickup truck, old Ford F-150, maybe some of you drive, I don't know. But this thing was, I was going to get a steak dinner. They had valet parking. And so the guy wanted to park my truck. And I said, well, this is not like any other truck. I said, I want to just give you a couple tips here. I said, I got a screwdriver here that you got to stick it in the column and you turn it just right to get the thing started. But I said, pay attention, because there's a pin here in the column, and if it slips out, that steering wheel is going in your lap. And I told him, I said, you can pump that brake with your right foot, and if it don't stop, you got the left side, you can hit that emergency brake. But be careful. I got these jumper cables here. Black is negative and red is positive, in case you happen to need a jump. I'm a little below E, but you ought to be all right. But just go ahead and park it over there by the BMW, okay? Because, and you know what? You can go ahead and wreck it if you want to, because I'm ready for an upgrade, right? Amen? And I came to Potomac State, and that's what I got. I got an upgrade. And this place, I'm glad my family could be here. We was driving around town, and when we came for the first time, we thought it was Keyser, West Virginia. But I was just telling these kids all, different memories. Man, this is where it happened for me. And you know what I did get? I got confidence that I could make it, and I was so intimidated going in some of these classes. And a couple of them I had to take over again. When I came back, it was all heart. And this is where I learned how to get in that library, how to buckle down, and how to, do something. You know what? Today, I'm a pastor at Akron Bible Church, Akron, Ohio, and I've been at that church for about 17 years now. And it's by the grace of God. Little things that have happened throughout coming here have helped me. And little did I know, and tonight I just really want to honor God, even as I'm being honored, and honor my family. God, He's blessed me with a great family, and man, I got just a great history here. So I'm very grateful and very humbled. And as I could just say, with my kids, I want to continue to point them in the future. And these are positive things. So this is a very, very encouraging thing for me, and I'm very grateful for everyone that's been a part of it. And so I would say, God bless all of you, and thank you so much.